Hello there, Internet and creatures of the beyond. We are back into our little project with the isometric blah 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 blah. And I made a few little changes here and there while I was away. I selected three backgrounds. I selected this background. No, sorry. I selected this background to pop up here. And we get some weird artifacts. And I selected this background to be this one, obviously, with that thing. And then let me try to do it like this. I also tried this version, but I thought it was way too Sims-like. And so I decided to avoid it. And this one just simply wasn't working for me. So, oh my god, what did I do? So in this case, oh, but I need to select those images somehow. Let me try to remove them one by one. Because my poor Inkscape is lagging like crazy. And I'm just going to keep these things. I'm going to remove the floor. I'm going to remove these ones because they're way too big and taking too much energy from my poor Inkscape. And I'm gonna remove this one as well. Okay, so that should work a little bit better. Now, while I was away, I had a dream about how this could be have been done a little bit easier. And that dream usually refers to this tool, which is horrible right now. Yeah, it's horrible because of two particular, two particular reasons. Reason number one being I need to move this here and is somewhere up here. Okay, it's working really, really weird. Let me try to fix this. Oh god, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh, there we go. Good night. No, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. This isn't supposed to happen this way. Okay, for some weird, really some weird reason, this worked. uh, so let me fix the thing that I was doing earlier. Because it didn't save, obviously. Why would it? Ah, beautiful Inkscape. Good, 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 good. Now we get rid of this three. And we save. And this is the 3D cube. And the 3D cube is a really cool tool, but it's very finicky. In my opinion, it is a little bit limited in its capabilities. You can't rotate it. The scaling has to be done quite. It is tedious to work with it, let's put it this way. Mainly because the angle I'm working as an isometric right now, not if you disable this, whatever happened here, I don't know. This is a 2 point, it's a 1 point perspective. And if I re-enable it, it looks like this anyway. So the point is that you kind of have to guess the angles at which you want to put this thing, and it's meh. I'm not happy with it. Could be done much better. I've worked with other 3D rendering software, even what's its name, Blender. It's like Blender is much easier when it comes to 3D manipulation. I know 2D 2D software like this, implementing a 3D element like the 3D cube is amazing in its own, but there are those limitations. Fortunately, what you can do with this cube, like for example, you want to create a room like this. Um, well, it's not oriented exactly as what we have here, but for example, you can ungroup, and now you have the walls and the ceiling, oops, and the floor here. So it's really cool if you want to plot something really fast, but again, manipulating it, not the easiest thing in the world. Though the perspective might help to some degree. But again, you might lose the faces, they get inverted sometimes. It's a complete mess to work with. So I'm hoping this will get revamped in the future and it will get more options, because right now all we have is the angles. And there aren't enough constraints, in my opinion, for it to work perfectly. And especially since we're using the clipping, it's a nightmare. Anyway, let's go back to our little beautiful thing here. So, uh, we get some weird visual glitches, but this is to be expected. We will fix most of the edges that are clipping through. There are a few of them, but they're very subtle right now. We cannot see because of the difference of color and so on and so on. So today, what I was thinking was to focus on creating this this window, because this is not gonna be an easy task, in my opinion. Right now, all we have is a hole, so I don't know how to approach this exactly. Hmm, 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 hmm. I'm plotting. So one way we could do it, I think I'm gonna move this a little bit back here, just so it doesn't get in the way. Mm, well, actually, we would need a frame because this looks a little bit ugly. And if I would do a frame, let's take this back. Uh, so the frame should be, let's put it all the way on top. It can't be on top because we are not working in layer 1. Okay. Now it should be on top. So now if I move it into the corners here, we should expand this somehow. I'm trying to think how it should look like, because we need to extrude it this way. So I need to kind of sort of, oh god. We need to create some geometry. Mm, what if I use this geometry that exists here already? Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Then let's move this one back. So technically what I'm searching for... No, not you. You. Can't I select the... Maybe this isn't helping us too much. Okay. So in this case, this would supposed to be on top. But I don't want it on top. So in this case, I'm just gonna duplicate it. And we're gonna move it a little. No, it's not moving. Okay. Oh, I need to see the grid. That's the problem. Now I see. So if we're gonna move it not by a lot, let's remove this point. Now our issue is that this is on top. So in order to mask this, but I think I don't need to really mask it, because I'm gonna be coming with a frame on top of it. So we need more geometry, but I think that we should just build it. Okay, let's not get carried away by the color. Let's try to see. Well, maybe I should have combined these two. Should I? No, actually no, because differences of shadows on how this... No, so we'll leave it like this. Okay. And I actually think this might be this might be helpful if we extend it one. Let's see, like this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, in theory, but no, it's not enough. Ah, and we have this here. That's interesting. But we need even more geometry at this point. And the best way, I think, in order to do that, I'm thinking if I should extend this outside a bit. I think it would feel a little normal. Oh, this is getting in the way too much. I'm sorry about you. You have to be sacrificed. So I'm kind of thinking if we select this and we go out, like this, and like this. But we go underneath, exactly like that. And then we need to come to this one and let's see. Well, this one will need... I don't know. Something like this. Okay, so this doesn't help us. And in this case, I think we... Let's see. Maybe if I push one more, like this, and then this one, kind of want to... I think this one can go a little bit on top. No. So this one needs to be lower. Wait. Where are you going? Like this? No, I know what the problem is. Well, let's see. I think something like this. Yes. So right now, this is going through the wall, but we are going to... I think this one needs to be a little bit overlapped. Just so we can mask that seam over there. We might end up changing a lot of things. But for now, I'm just plotting the design because this edge has to be here. But how do I make it pop out? So let's just say I come with something that... Oops. I come with something like this. I don't know, something like this. Maybe I exaggerated a little. Maybe. Okay, let's make this dark red. We didn't exaggerate. Okay, we're getting somewhere. just don't know where. So this looks not so great in the sense that I need to do more geometry to it. So I should come with this like this. This. I feel like there's gonna be a difference of color here. So let's create this individual sides separate. Let's make them even darker, just to understand what we're working with. And this, something like this, 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 and this, and maybe even darker. Okay, that looks promising. Now let's see about this. So I would push this twice. I would also push this twice. And let's do the same here. Aha. I should make something like this then. And this whole element should come somewhere like so. Ah, it's not bidding correctly. Okay. And this one here. Let's have a look at it. I don't know. There might be a small issue here. Because I see like there is it's equal sides, but I don't know. Can we live with this? It's not perfectly. I mean, it is, but the frame here going out takes a little bit of space, so it's like looking 2.5 instead of 3 parts that are on the freaking what's it called? On the gradient. On the what's this called? The mesh, the gradient. The no, the gosh, my brain is grid, not gradient, grid. Okay, so maybe this one we should expand like so to give the impression that this is thicker than this. I don't know. I hope that's how it's supposed to look like. And I think we can sort of play around here with the thickness as well, because I don't think nobody will notice. Don't know. I feel it looks okay-ish. But obviously we're not gonna stop at this. I'm thinking that we need to do the geometry of the actual window itself, because right now we're looking only at the frame. So to do that, this one is better than this one for some reason. We will fix that afterwards. to do that, let's think how our window should look like. I'm thinking of going for a classic window. I was thinking of doing drapes and stuff, but I think I'm gonna go for, those things that flip on. I'll show you guys when I'm doing it. I don't know what what the hell it's called. It's sort of like drapes directly on the window. Mm, so to do this, I'm actually thinking maybe I overthought this. But maybe I haven't, because this goes underneath this goes on top of this. This goes underneath this, but if I connect this with this, it will stay on top of this. So yeah, we kind of have to do it this way. I was thinking of combining these two parts, but that wouldn't help us because it would jump over the frame and the wall. Maybe this one. But weirdly enough, this should have no seam. Why the hell is this seam here? Do I have anything selected? That's weird. Probably it's not. Interesting. Very interesting. Ah, I see. This one goes. We need to push it up a bit. Yeah, there we go. And let's put this color back to our initial red. And now I feel like it's okay. But I still think. Oops. I still think that I can get rid of this. Oops. And we can change the geometry of this. No? Um, does this affect anything? No. Okay. So now if I go here and I remove this one, oh, it should be all right now. Ah, we're constructing houses. We're engineers. Have no fears. Thank you, Control S Macros. Marcos. Excuse my dyslexia. Okay, so we should go back to our little window here. So we're gonna construct the interior of the windows. This technically I don't know. Let's see. In the center, maybe it looks better than if I do it way, way, way back. So let's go something like, whoops, like this. And I'm actually thinking of doing separate parts here. Let's choose a different color. And let's do this one like this. Maybe I should do half of measure. Let's try half of measure. But if I do that, then I should change the measure on that as well. Technically, yes. Practically, I don't know. Let's go with a darker color. Let's see how it looks. This one needs to be underneath this. Yeah, I should go with half. That's my problem here. So we need to use the grid. So let's go with something like this. Bam, 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 bam. And let's activate the same thing here. Bam, bam. And bam, bam. Now, this is an interesting thing. How do we proceed from here? I think I didn't do it right. I still see some... it's inaccurate. Damn it. What did I do? Well, one way to fix it is to go like... No, let's take this one and this one. Let's align it to last selected. Oh, come on. Oh, like this. Okay, I think that looks okay. So let's save. I'm actually thinking of expanding since we left this area in the back. I don't know, now I'm thinking maybe I should leave less here so it looks like you're opening the windows outside. So when you're opening, you need more space inside for the hinges. So in that case, I'm just thinking like an engineer here. I'm just gonna try to move them something a little bit like this. So we have 3/4 here and 25% left there. And now well, windows usually have a frame that goes all the way inside. No, nothing is, I'm not working with references. I'm just doing it all in my mind right now. Everything that I do, I'm plotting as I go. Well, for this window, I don't have any reference at the moment. But because this is like just isometric stuff. Of course, I did look at other isometric things just to get an idea of how to position things, but mainly I just try to imagine things, how they're supposed to evolve over time. Because the more you work on it, and the more you spend time on placing things here and there, you kind of notice that you create your own, you put your own stamp, your own, personality in what you're creating. So I think that's the way creativity should go, in my opinion, of course. So how do we do this? I think we should select this. Oh no, it's not gonna work because obviously we're in perspective. So I think maybe we should continue from here. I might actually use, what's it called? Oh, I eyeballed it right. I might actually combine these two because they're kind of the same color in the front. The light should bounce kind of the same on the front. Usually the light is different, but even there. We shall see. Let's see. Oops. Let's go with this one a little bit above. Okay. So if we did this, now I can go here and I think this is the right thickness. I think. I don't know. We shall find out. Oh, no. This is incorrect. So this needs a little, one more pixel like that. Perfect. Perfection. So now I can combine it, I think. Let's just combine it just to simplify things. So we have created the interior thing. I think we can kind of mask these corners if we have issues, because sometimes it might look weird. Although I could try to put like a little divider here to kind of give it that sensation that they're glued together or screwed together or whatever. But for now, we're just gonna. Oh, I shouldn't have combined them. Ah, because I could have used them to duplicate. Mm, well, what should I do? Actually, I shouldn't have combined them. So in this case, I'm just gonna. What should I do? I should try to cut them. How should I cut them? I need to. Well, I know what I need to do, but it's a pain. It's a pain, like Mario. So let's create this a different color. Let's duplicate this. Okay, that's a problem here. We can fix it afterwards, I think. I don't know. So I need this. Get back in your space. And I need to cut this. Bam. Problem solved. And let's see how it looks. Looks perfect. So now I need to duplicate this. Let's make it a different color. I see. Well, not perfect, but easily fixable. So now I just need this to be removed. And voila. And for this, well, nothing easier. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So I did a mistake here. I shouldn't have combined them due to the fact that we might actually use this part. Well, actually, I'm trying to think what would be better to make them thinner. Well, I mean, to make them more plate. I don't know what the word is. Let's just roll with it, see what happens. Because technically, the bars on the windows are a bit. Well, we shall see the geometry. I don't want it to look too cartoonish, that's what I'm thinking. So a little bit of depth and detail and a little bit of shadow there should fix things. But in order to do that, I think I need to create a duplicate. No, not a duplicate. So maybe something something like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's maybe a little too strong here, but we can fix it easily. Go maybe something a bit thinner. Is this too thin, I wonder? I hope not. Okay, let's do it the same color as this. And you see, so this should be 2 in my opinion. I just press Control. So to remove the handlers, like for example, if you have this and you have this, when you go on this, you press Control and bam, it just deletes them. And but this only works for the handlers, not for anything else. Because if you press Control on here, it just changes the type of vector you have, of node. Sorry. Well, we all learned. There's many little tricks in Inkscape that can make your life super easy. Lots of shortcuts, and there is, I think, I usually change some of the shortcuts because it becomes tedious for me to do some things. For example, uh, this one, the layers. It for some reason before it was Control Shift O, which made absolutely no sense for me, or P or something like that. So I changed it to Control Shift L because it makes sense because it's a layer, so I can remember easier. And for the what's it called, for the snapping, I put the tile thing. So always go into, I think it's here in preferences and in interface, keyboard, and you have to search all of them because there's so many of them. Believe me, you won't be able to find. And the cool thing is that I save my presets, and every time I update, I just re-import them. It's really cool because they usually go back to the standard. Okay, so we're gonna create this. We're gonna go like this. Oh, come on, such a long window. This, and now let's do it the same. Maybe close the color a little bit so we can kind of see what's the difference here. But right now I just created it here. Oh, we have a problem. Why are you not going in your position? So this one with this one, I'm not gonna combine them yet because I might create more geometry that might need some uh, well, depends, because snapping has become quite a lot of I mean, if you disable snapping, it's obviously not gonna snap on the grid. But you have various things here in snapping that you can play around with. I did set up a few things to kind of snap to my centers and so on. I'm using the advanced snap, not the simple one. But in my opinion, since I'm working with isometric stuff, it should kind of be, symmetric in all sides. So that's why I'm using the what's it called, the snap. You can work without snap, obviously, but I like to be a perfectionist, so I kind of tend to see where I can kind of place things. So, for example, in this case, I know that somewhere around here should be a quarter. But the grids help me a lot to kind of see where I have to place. And the more I zoom in, the more detail I get on the grid, and the better I can snap. which on the other hand, without the grid, if you're just gonna snap things together, it's gonna be more work in my opinion. Okay, let's duplicate this and let's place this one over here somewhere. I'm gonna fix those the orientation pretty soon. So I think this looks okay-ish. Yeah, I think that's okay-ish. Because this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this should be like, this should start somewhere around here. 1, 2, so sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm a little bit off. So I need to push 2 more. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I depends because I still want to snap to some corners, so that's why I keep them activated. Uh, Sometimes it helps me to get exactly in the corner that I need. So, for example, if I want to build geometry from here, well, well, yeah, you're right actually, because yeah, because this following the grid, so I don't need the extra. I don't know. I got too used to it. Sometimes I'm just YOLO. Have everything enabled. So technically this is the correct placement, although it does look a little bit to the side, but this is because of because we're extruding outside. So let's put this under. Let's put you under as well. Bam. Perfect. Perfect lemon. I don't know. I feel like this window feels kind of bland. Let's go with something a bit more unique. Um, I don't know. It doesn't have enough geometry for me. So I should go here in the center something like this. Oh no, not this one. More. Damn. I'm getting old. No, that's too much. That should be perfect. So I'm thinking of doing, oops, of enlarging this. Oops. Well, let's move. Let's actually move this one here. And now let's move this one here. So if we go back to this, what am I missing? I've done something wrong here. What did I do wrong? Something. Oh, this one needs more to the left. Even more? Oh, I think I overdid it. Oh gosh. I just love it when I'm messing up. So this one, let's try to align it. And now this one with this one. Perfect. Um, this one needs a bit more thickness. So in this case, oh my god, I messed it all the way up. I don't know what I did here. Actually, you know what? Let's just undo everything and pretend that never happened. And we're just gonna put this into the center. And do it correctly this time. So let's go like this. And this one with this one. Oops. This one with this one. And I'm not sure if it's in the center yet, but we can fix that afterwards. And this one goes over here somewhere. Okay, we need to move it a bit more. Oh, interesting. If I have them both, the snapping is a little bit sneaky, tricky. Well, he doesn't want to cooperate. We'll make it cooperate. Perfect. Oops. And perfect. So this is thicker now. Let's see how it looks without the grid. Oh, oops, I still need to put this two behind. Oh, come on. Maybe these two are too close. So in this case, I'm just gonna move them. Maybe I can group them to make things a little bit easier, but even more. Yeah, kind of like that. So we moved it around here. So, well, right now the colors are not helping us that much because I just put them as placeholders. But I do feel like this one needs to be a tiny bit more thicker. And maybe even thicker than I want it to be. Let's see. Let's save. I don't know. Do I get more? No, I don't get more. Let's disable this part. And I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it where I want it to go. Something like this. And for this one, we're going to kind of do a trick of the light. I can reduce the gradient and play with the dimensions and so on, but I don't want to overdo things. Oops. I mean, it's just one single step, and I want to just snap. Oops. This one needs to be snapped to this one. Oh, let's disable the grid. And let's enable the clip. And there we go. So yeah, this is why you need the clipping enable even if you disable the gradient. I think it helps sometimes just to have them there. I don't know if this detail is very noticeable, but I just wanted to leave that little space there for breathing. Just feels like it's not straight, it's not rough, and this part can open somehow. Well, I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but since we've created this topology, now we need to think how we can create this part. So this is why I didn't want to combine these two. Because now I could take this, duplicate it, and let's just go up a bit. I think, let's see. I think somewhere here should be all right. No, it's too high. Let's go somewhere here. Ah, yeah, somewhere here. Okay. And we know that we want to make this thinner. So this should go somewhere around like this. Yeah. And in this case, I think we can get away with it by just putting it behind every little detail that. Okay, here is perfect. Or is it? Yeah, definitely. I'm always waiting the new updates. Um, they also said that they want to create sort of what's it called? A shape tool, like there is in Illustrator. So you can just select your what are they called? The parts, you put them together, or the objects, and then you shape them however you wish, which is awesome. But you know, little steps, little steps. Now I'm kind of thinking here, this is not a good practice because, yeah, sure, this one can combine with this one, but it's wrong. But in this case, since I created this part, I'm not gonna leave it to waste. So I'm just gonna create new elements like this. I'll just keep it as a reference. Oh, definitely. Every little aspect helps in Inkscape. Every little update that I've seen so far, it's been a blessing in disguise. And there's always a lot of stuff that's hidden into the extensions and filters because they're very non-technical, let's say. They're very technical, sorry. So for people who are technical, it's difficult to go into those settings and meddle with them to create really amazing simplified art. Because I've seen Inkscape being used by what's it called, by physicians or physicists or whatever the English word is, by scientists, and they create like super amazing models with I didn't know like some things in here like this thing with the diagram connectors, and there's some things that are way beyond me. I've seen things like creating gears with exact tooth orientation and inclination that can create like a mechanism that can rotate. Really, really amazing stuff. So it's it's a very small step from vector design to 3D design in this sense, because what 3D design is basically taking one side and just extruding it. And when you extrude it, you create automatically the 3D. I'm doing it here manually, obviously, but this is exactly what 3D rendering software, like Blender, for example. Well, obviously, it's more complicated than that, the algorithm and so on. But everything starts from 2D and expands into 3D. So it's quite possible that this software in the future might be able to render really amazing 3D stuff, like we see in Photoshop, for example. You can take a 3D object made in whatever, and Maya, Blender, and so on, and you can start painting on it. Obviously, it would not be any raster design here, but the possibilities of vector with 3D meshes is unbelievably cool. Well, I don't know if this will they will orient the development of the software that way, but it would be one hell of a thing. Like, I didn't see any software out there that tries to do that. Oops, too much. Yeah. Well, you have options to repeat last steps, but I'm sort of like, also I like to do things manually because I feel I have more control over what I'm building. But there's always like, for example, if you go into the path effects, you can easily create various types of clones and arrange them in very specific ways and so on. But yeah, it all depends on how fast you want to work on something. Sometimes I really like to take my time and oops, I deleted it. I just like to take my time and just see what I can do. Sometimes I create shapes that I don't think are relevant in that moment, but then out of nowhere, something pops into my mind and I'm like, oh, this shape can really fit like this here. So not by not creating a repetition step, for me, it's sort of like leaving more uh, pathways to design. I don't know if that makes sense. So for example, here I can just go like this, and we don't need to do anything crazy. I just need to put it like this and put it a little bit. Oops, what did I do? Let's create this a bit darker, just to have an idea of what we're working with. Oh my god, why do I keep pressing delete? Okay. I think that this is starting to look like a window now. I think. We can never know. We might end with an elephant at the end. But repetition is the best practice to go insane. So let's keep it up. Oops. Oh, definitely. If you have an older machine, yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you. Believe it or not, I until last year I used to work on a computer that had Windows 7 on it because my previous computer died. So I had an old computer, but Windows 7 works like a charm for everything. So yeah, well, whatever. And but the computer was low end specs. The idea is that with a little bit of fiddling, you can make any software work if you just have patience with it. But I agree, sometimes simplicity is the key to fixing problems with lags and so on that old computers might and overheating, of course, on the older laptops. Unless you do like me, you put like a big fan underneath it and you start pushing the air up, and then you realize like, oh, why is there so much dust in my laptop right now? And it's like, oh, dust bunnies. But fun times. Don't do that. You might don't take technical advice from me when it comes to laptops. Okay, so the window is okayish. We just need to play with the colors. But what is missing right now is a cover on it, a drape. Oh, Linux is amazing. Um, well, there is like light Windows 7, but again, Linux is the boss when it comes to resources. Although I highly recommend that if you learn to use Blender and so on, just put your skills out there and try to do some freelancer work. Just simple stuff, and maybe you can get enough cash and get an upgrade to the PC and so on. Always amazing to not necessarily to sell your art, but to be valued based on your work and to see that it makes an impact. But yeah, also selling your art is also amazing because you get the cash and you can improve the tools that you work. I like I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I was just dreaming of having a graphical tablet to draw with. Then I got it and was like, whoa, what do I do with it now? It's too advanced for me. But yeah, new tools, new possibilities, and so on. Mm, I don't know what to do with the drapes. Let's think. Well, technically, drapes have a support underneath. So if it's a support we need, hmm, I might actually try to. Oh, that's not separated, unfortunately. Well, let's kind of build it somewhere here. I don't know, something like this. So this will come on top of the window. But before I do this part, let's think of how the drapes should look like. So I would do something like they should be hanging in the air. So maybe this angle works. Let's see. Now we can trick it here. This one should be, oops, the same with, well, no, wait, because this one is high, this one is lower. So I need to take this and kind of, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I think that's okay. So let's put this one behind. Now the question is, what angle do we need? I think the angle should be a little higher like this. Although if I'm gonna push the angle, I need to take both of them. I don't like this. Let me try to kind of reset things. Maybe something like this. And now if I go a bit like this, or actually not, or actually yes. I don't know how those blades are. I think yeah, this is a bit complicated now. Because they're just, they're curved. I see, sneaky. Sneaky. So we should kind of go with a little topology here. Oh. Like this. And maybe curve it a bit, but let me disable this. Oops. Well, maybe enable it like this. Maybe I need to push it a bit more like this as well. Let's see. I'm almost there. I feel like it's getting closer, but I think something like this. And we can come with some highlights on it, and then it would look a little bit more natural. But the thing is that how can I cover the top side of this support? Because usually, well, it's not support. I'm wrong, because this should be something like this. Well, let's see. And if I duplicate this now, and well, let's do some. Let's change the color a little bit so we can see what type of this is complicated. I'm thinking of, you know, they're a little bit transparent. I'm trying to think of one that I have in the house, but now thinking about it, maybe it's a little larger than this because the frame comes here, so I don't want it to go exactly to the edge of the frame. So maybe something like this. So we have a little bit of spacing here. So in this case, I'm just gonna push these two as well. I'm gonna delete this one, duplicate this and go back to this. And I don't know if there should be a little spacing between them or not. Oops. Because, well, I could sort of create a highlight on them, but let's try to make it a little separated just to see if it works like this in the long run. Hope that's not too much. Yeah, this is difficult here. Because we're already not following the... I see. Okay. So I should go... Well, I think I'll have to do this manually. Because I have to be on the smaller grid. And we don't have that many to do. Okay, I'm gonna group them together and put them underneath immediately. Dun, 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 dun. Hop. What's happening here? Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't like this one. This one moved a bit. Oops. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just gonna select them all. Without that one. What am I selecting there? This one. Let's group them. And I'm gonna put them like this. Yeah. Well, there is space. There is a way to do it with space and in increments. But here I was trying to kind of think of where I want to... If I want to leave one or two, because sometimes I want to do little details, like one is a little bit spaced than the other, or sometimes maybe I can just go like this one maybe is, I don't know, it's not fitting with the others like this, so it's a bit higher, so you can see a little bit of a, I don't know, detail, but we'll do that afterwards. I also think that this could use something like a little railing, but for now I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't want to overdo it. I might actually add something behind to take away some of these details because they're a little strong. I don't want them to be extra strong. Maybe some blurring there. We don't know yet. We shall see. But right now, everything is gonna be like this matte color until we get to the... because already I applied these textures, but these textures are not all that incredible. Even if you zoom in, you automatically see the pixelation. Although there are way around this, but nah, whatever. I want to think of how I'm gonna put the natural light, and probably we're gonna work with one or two lights because there's gonna be some light bouncing from the wall, and maybe we're gonna do some reflections. And I saw this interesting thing. Like, um, I'm just gonna try to do this really quick, just as an idea. So, see people like going with this idea of a shadow of the light going through the roof, which I kind of like. And I'm just plotting this really fast. I'm gonna do it quick and dirty. So we're gonna go with black for now. I'm gonna take a nice gradient. And I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, there we go. This is the effect I'm looking for. Maybe add a little blurring just to diffuse the shadow. And we kind of start to see that, well, that's too much. Maybe a little bit like this. And now that I think about it, I think I did something with this, but I don't remember what exactly. Oh yeah, I played a little bit with the coloring on this. Oh, I've used the soft light. Let's see, maybe an overlay will help us? No? Um, oh, that's a lot. The color burn. What about the color? Does this help? Not much. Then I'm gonna go with. Let's try. Let me try multiply and reduce the opacity. Then what if I do a gradient on it? Maybe in the angle, like so. And maybe from multiply we could try. Oh, darken looks nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with darken. Right now, this color is kind of ruining things for us. So technically, I should use textures for the wood and everything, but I think I'm pushing it too much with textures. So let's try something, I don't know, like a creme, like a white creme. Maybe a little bit more saturation. And this is a little darker, a little bit more desaturated. And well, maybe I should darken this part just a tiny bit. And I think we can kind of apply. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Oh, this is interesting. We can apply some shadows from the window, depending on how the sun, the natural light falls on the objects, on what blocks it. So this can also play a little bit of a detail element. Because I'm thinking like playing with the shadows on how they fall from the window on the floor or on the wall or something, or maybe only on this. I don't know how much I'm gonna expand on the shadows, but I think they would give us the more 3D depth that we're looking for. We can already see that the depth is going like this. I still need to work a little bit on this texture. I think we can sort of use this color as well here. I don't know, feels normal. And for this one, we can try this one. Maybe it's too subtle. Not bad, not bad. Let's use the same color here. And for the window, maybe the window should be like a darker contrast. I don't know. Let's YOLO it, see what happens. So, thinking something a little towards the blue, because this is kind of reflecting a little bit of blue and green here and there. So I don't know. Maybe something like this. Maybe a little less. And I think we can apply the same technique, but a little lighter, because here is the side that the light falls on. So maybe I can give it a little bit. It attracts a little bit more light into it. Maybe that's too much. Or maybe lighter. I don't know. Maybe lighter. And well, we can play with the saturation as we go. Maybe a bit more desaturated. Okay. We're just setting the base colors for the moment. Okay, this one definitely needs this color. It's gonna be even more magical. We just need to. We didn't even get to the detailed part. Usually the detailed part are very meticulous, but they're really worth it because that is what really captivates the life of the image. So in this case, I could go with something even darker here, but more desaturated. And of course, we can even play a little bit with the gradients. Because right now these are just like standard colors, but we can kind of go like, depending on where the light falls and so on. Here I'm actually thinking, if the sun is gonna be on this direction, the shadow should fall on this frame. Yeah, 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 definitely that's what's gonna happen. So let's kind of mix these colors with what we have right now. Oh, oops, sorry, the wrong one. And this one, this one, this one, this one, bam, bam, bam. I should group them, but meh, I'm lazy. And I said this one are going to be this type of color. it selected the wrong one. Oh, come on. Maybe even lighter. Ah, the Necronomicon, that was a nice one. Oh, I see what I did here. Well, this is what happens when you group them together. They both get the same color, obviously. This is a problem because this color just blends in with this one. So this is what I'm talking about, gradients here. So for now, I'm just gonna go with a lighter one just to get a feeling of what's what. But I would like it to blend somehow, and then the rays fall in with the various gradients. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, this one is also needs to be ungrouped. And this one, oh, this one should go a little bit behind. Okay. Maybe we should go with the same details for the... I don't know, I feel like having the same colors. Maybe a little darker. A little bit desaturated. So we don't extract too much. I was thinking of going the whitish kind of thing, but it's too bland. I don't know. I don't like it. This is gonna have more. There will be some lighting falling on the curvature, and then there will be some shadow happening here. So we will definitely fix things as we go along. I feel like this one should go a tiny bit lower. Just a tiny bit. Perfect. Perfect lemon. Maybe even more. Oh, I pushed it too much. Maybe... I don't know. I don't like it when I see the seam, but it's not all that visible and it can help us a little bit later on. What else? What else? Oh yeah, I said about this one. This one... Well, I think we should get something to cover it first. Okay, we can work with this. And we need a gradient on it. No, maybe from this side. Maybe push it a bit more like this. There are various ways to do this, but I just prefer gradients because it's easier. You can work with, I don't know if there are curves in here or levels, but I'm pretty sure there's some tones that you can work directly on the, which is it, on the render. I think here. And you can, oh no, actually with color directly on the render, but it's kind of destructive, so I don't like it. Or maybe it's not distraction. I don't even know. I keep it simple. So this one we can go with, let's try darken. Well, I don't see much of a difference, but I'm gonna keep it like that. And we can push the these colors as much as we want because we're working non-destructive. So for now, and I want to do this one at the bottom. So obviously there will be more shadow here because of the wall. And as we go, there will be more details. So again, this, 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 and this. Oh, this is why we kept. That's interesting. This color can help us a lot. So 50%. We're gonna go with. I really like this navy blue. I think it's navy blue. Let's go with the gradient. Pretty please. Oh, look at that. And I can push it even more. Like maybe we should use this corner as a reference for how much shadow should fall. And again, go to darken if that helps. And save. Maybe a little bit more angle. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit of a shape here. Maybe this one could use a bit more shadow. I see what the problem is. The problem is very simple. First of all, oh, that makes it really cold though. Well, I don't like that cold. Let's give it a warmer color. Let's go towards the oranges, because this kind of mixes nice with an orange. And more saturation. Not too much, but enough. Something like that. And I feel like this is okay-ish. I don't want too much light to attract the eye on this side, so I'm gonna kind of put it, I don't know, somewhere like here. You can always come back and play with the details. I'm not sure if I should push this contrast of the color. You know, there are some little details on this texture, but meh, I'm gonna keep it like this for now. I'm not sure what else could we do here to improve things. Oh, yeah. I see what the thing is that I wanted to make. So I'm thinking of adding a little detail here. I don't know if it's gonna work, but you know, just for testing purposes. Wait, where is it? Like so. Doesn't need to be very symmetrical. So this goes like so. It's gonna be very, okay, transparent. But I want a little bit of blurriness. Does that help us? No. No, it does not. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it, if that makes sense. I'm thinking of like this should drop a shadow here because these are sort of transparent. But maybe uh, well, I never had issues with corruptions, although I don't work like increasingly super long projects. Of course, the more nodes there are some situations that can happen where you can lose your work. But yeah, it also depends on the settings of your computer, of the specs. But to be honest, when a crash happens in this Inkscape, usually it does create a backup. I don't know where it creates. Usually, I think it goes into something like documents, or let me see. Yeah, I think it goes into documents or downloads or something like that. Um, but you can set it in the settings to make that automatic backup when the software crashes in the same folder as you're working. So that's very handy. But yeah, it's useful to create separate save files if you really think that something might go wrong along the way. But I never had a corrupted save file in until now. So from experience, I can't say that I had any issues. But then again, I try to just make things not as heavy on the details that the software can't handle it anymore. Yeah, well, it can happen. It can happen. Always good to back up your work. I like it risky, so I don't do it very often, unless I really need to just make. Usually, I create separate files if I want to do alterations between the designs that I'm creating, or if I want to maybe create a new variant. But yeah, I just keep the one file. And if I do something really stupid and he goes weird with me and he just freaks out and just shuts down, I always get the backup automatically. And it automatically creates a separate backup, not the save file that you're working on. Uh, I lost my trail of thought. What was I going to do here? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I see. So I was thinking of creating. I don't know if this would be a good idea, but I kind of want to do it. So let's do this. I'm just gonna use a different color for the moment. And I'm gonna cut this part. Well, let me duplicate it because I have two parts. Oh, come on, I didn't. What did I do? I think I did it right, didn't I? I don't think I did. Oh, I did something really weird here. Let me undo a few times. So that. And let's duplicate this. Whoops. This needs to be on top. Why are you still on? Whatever. And this one, let's put it back to its original color. And now let's see. I see. Pum, pum, pum. Page up. Oh. So I kind of want to do this with this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The other one. And now I want to group them and put them in their place. And now let's see what happens if we blur them. Not going as I expected. What if I go a darker color? Or maybe that's too dark. Yeah. This is going somewhere where I want it to go. The thing is, I need to push this one on top. I don't know, this blur. Am I getting the blur? This blur. I kind of want to make it as a shadow, so maybe increasing it. What about more blur? No. Although it's almost there, but it's not enough. Maybe I'm gonna try a different approach. Well, no, let's not delete this. So I'm gonna try to group this for now. I'm gonna try to move all of this for now. That's not good. So this with this group. Let me try to make a group with this, and just for the fun of it, I'm gonna create a little clipping mask here. Did I not group it? Oh, I did. Whoa. Set clip. Yeah, I think that starts to look a little bit better. but I feel like this. Okay, no, I was on the wrong one. No. Nah, what am I doing? So this, we're gonna go with a 20. Maybe a 25, let's see. Is it pushing too much? And I feel like this one should... whoops. It's not cooperating with us. Maybe that's too much. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, because the shadow kind of falls in front. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that would work. And can kind of play with the intensity now. Because if it's too intense, let's go with what did I create? A duplicate? It feels like it's still there. Well, maybe it was a trick of the light. So if we go with something like a 90 maybe? No. Let's see, if 30 it looks too much. 25, 25 was okay. 24, 25, maybe even 26, 27. Yeah, I feel like it's more of a natural light. And since we put this thing, oh, okay. Since we put this thing here to kind of make the shading a little darker, so it helps us not to see through the edges, I think that would work. So I'm over at 6. So in this case, I should do the same to all of them. So now that we know the recipe, I'm just gonna release the clip here. Move this. Oh, oops. Release this. I'm gonna... Maybe I should do two clippings. I think that makes much more sense. So I feel like we should go this one with this one if we group it. uh, this one with this one, we should group it. Yeah, thank you. I hope it does the trick. I don't know. Most of the time, I'm like, what am I doing here? Am I doing something good, or is it going like crazy, insane? And okay, so this is gonna be our clipping mask. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to cover the area that we're gonna clip. sort of like this. And it needs to be on top of everything. Don't worry, my English is far more worse. I'm a panda, so English is not my strongest suit. Okay, I shouldn't have combined those. Okay, that is already grouped. Just need to combine this. And don't you worry about your English. Your English is perfect. I can understand it. Ah, perfect. So now I should duplicate these things. Bam. Take my beautiful thing. I'm gonna put it on top. I'm not 100% sure that what I'm gonna do now it's gonna work. But I have a feeling it might not. And I have to do them individually. Because I just realized that there needs to be, this one needs to be underneath. Oh, come on, go lower. Why am I working out of the layer? That's such a weird thing. Okay, let's delete this. Oh. So this one. Ah, I see. That's a problem. Okay, so I discovered the problem. Or maybe it's not a problem and I'm not seeing it right. Maybe it's not a problem. Yeah, I wasn't setting it right. My mistake. So this is grouped, this is grouped, this is grouped. So technically, if I group this together, it's not gonna work. So I have to do them individually. Okay, that's not a problem. Then I'm just gonna duplicate this 3 times. This is gonna go here. This is gonna go here. And this is gonna go here. So I'm gonna push this a little higher. And this like this. So this is gonna be our barrier that divides our creations across the nations. So we need to duplicate this. We need to put it in position. I'm gonna come with this and select my group, set clip. Perfect. The same to this one. Duplicate it. Well, let's put it in position. Come with our little clipping thing. Set clip per. Oh. Did I set it right? Set clip. Yeah, I did. I don't know why it's so long. Well, and this one, we duplicate it, we put it in position. I hope that's its position. And I'm gonna come with this, set our beautiful clip, and voila. Now for the top one, well, I think with the top one we can escape and putting them, all three of them, into a group. So in order to do that, just gonna move this a moment. Gonna group them together. And now if I'm gonna take this, and now we're just going to, oh, did I take everything? Yeah, so I'm just gonna set our clip here. And now we just need to kind of find the position where we want to set it. So go like 1, 2. That's a problem. That's a problem. I put it too high. Sorry about that. About here. So okay, this with this, with this, with this. And now we just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I didn't know to. No, actually, no. Well, actually, yes. Because we kind of need to be on the same element there. So I'm gonna go with. Oh, okay. So since it's a group, it's gonna go a little bit stronger. So we kind of have to find the middle point here. I think a 12 is good enough. We can always duplicate it if we if we really need to do it stronger. Damn it. Okay, I need to move. I need to group it then, and inside the group I need to duplicate it. And here I can lower it to maybe a 10 and move this group underneath this one. I think I got something there. Maybe push it a bit more. And push this a bit more as well. Yeah, that looks like shadows. Well, for now, I think we did enough effects. Still, we need to work with the frame here because it's still kind of diluting between the colors, and we need to add. We definitely need to add the shadows of the drapes here, and Okay. Okay, that looks nice. This one should have some details as well to be more obvious what it is. Um, well, I'm plotting for next time because right now I think 2 hours is enough. I don't want to overdo it because then you know what happens if you just sit on it and just go and go and go and go and add more details. I start losing perspective of what I'm doing, and I'm starting to make too many mistakes. And for example, right now I'm trying to dilute the colors one between the other, and my brain is like melting. It doesn't know which color is which, so I need to take a break to just distance myself from the colors. And when I come back with fresh eyes, I'm gonna like, that needs to be a little darker. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Stick around every time I'm online if you wish. I'm always happy to share my experience because I always consider that if people want to learn, they already have to do is just ask. In because I have nothing to hide. It's like I'm not gonna get richer or anything just by hiding what I'm doing. And it's like sharing is first of all caring, of course. But other than that, sharing is like inspiring other people to do amazing art. And I'm always happy to see that. I feel more satisfied when people come up with something and show me like, look, I learned this and this, or maybe you inspired me with this, and I'm creating this, and I'm like, whoa, you do some really amazing art. I'm like really proud of you. So yeah, I feel more satisfied seeing people get inspired and creating something that makes them happy and amazing and all that. Okay. Uh catch you guys next time and have a wonderful day. Stay awesome and bye 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 bye.